का जीवन आदिदेव प्रजापिता श्री बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे सोहनी सूरत मोहनी मूरत ज्ञान के मोती भव्य मुख पर चंद्रमासी चमकती ज्योति दिव्य दर्शन दिव्य वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे विश्व में थी पाप की जब घटा छाई तब विभूति आप जैसी धरती पे आई एक तार में बंध के सारे बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्ममुख से मधुर वाणी बोलते ध्वनियों ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे
Shanti. Welcome, brother.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome, welcome. So today we have Brother Roshan originally from Mauritius. A brother who received knowledge in 1975, so it's 46 years now. He performed intense devotion beforehand and stumbled a lot in the search of the light of truth. He was a businessman dealing mainly in Indian handicrafts. He settled in India and Madhuban since 2002. And now he's serving at the art gallery and as a translator. And I remember he's a familiar face in Madhuban. So, brother, so we have Brahmins across Europe now, even Australia, and I've seen some also some from India. So thank you again, and I'll let you now start the class in the Murli.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Lois Bhai, for your kind words. First of all, you cannot imagine what a strange feeling I have at the moment, and also a very pleasant feeling. Just to know that I have in front of me so many familiar faces whom we used to meet almost every year at Madhuban. Do not be disheartened if for a few years many of you have not been able to make it for Madhuban, because Baba says, wherever a Brahmin sets his feet, that place becomes Madhuban. So next time when you come to Madhuban, you will be coming from Madhuban to Madhuban. And when the time comes for you to leave Madhuban, you would be leaving Madhuban and going back to Madhuban. So I take this opportunity to bring along with me for you all, to all of God's chosen few, the fragrance of Madhuban. To all of Baba's invaluable jewels, the spiritual fragrance of the 4 pilgrimage places, the magical fragrance of Madhuban's courtyard. Madhuban is very dear to all our hearts. The main reason is in Madhuban, each and every living being and each and every non-living being is ever willing, ever ready to give us a blessing. This is why Madhuban is very dear to our hearts. Madhuban is the place where Shiv, the incorporeal father, makes Brahma sit, and he teaches him the lesson how to become Vishnu. On the path of devotion, we have had the connection. We spoke about the Trimurti gods, the Trinity gods, without knowing the proper connection. And we came here, and the most strange thing about this, speaking about the Trinity gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar, the greatest mistake we did on the path of devotion is that we omitted the main actor, the principal actor, Shiv himself, thinking that Shiv and Shankar are both in the same. So now see the connection now, very interesting. Shiv, the incorporeal father, makes Brahma sit and teaches him the lesson how to become Vishnu. Vishnu, the symbol of Lakshmi and Narayan, the first emperor, empress of the golden age. But before becoming Vishnu, he says, there is one condition that applies. Before becoming Vishnu, you have to become Shankar first. Shankar means, Shankar always has been shown in intense meditation. So the condition before becoming Vishnu is we have to become the embodiment of tapasya, burning ourselves in the fire of yoga, of remembrance of God. Shankar has always been shown besmeared, the body besmeared with ashes, a sign of complete disinterest and renunciation. And ashes also depicts fire, burning himself in the fire of the remembrance of God. So I bring to you all also the fragrance of Abu. Abu, A-B-U. A means where Allah, God, or Abba, the Father, through B, Brahma, has opened a university, U, Abu. So before starting the Murli, I would like to inform you that after the Murli, I will be talking about 2 points extracted from today's Murli itself, and also one very interesting point concerning procreation that was on the Murli of the 13th of March, Saturday the 13th of March. So that would be at the end of the Murli. So we start today's Murli now. You will notice my speed, my pace, my rhythm little bit slow, just to show some indulgence to the translators. Murli of the 3rd of April. Om Shanti. Essence. Sweet children, stay in accurate remembrance of the Father, and your faces will remain constantly sparkling and happy. Question is, what is the way to sit in remembrance, and what are the benefits of it, means sitting in remembrance? Answer is, when you sit in remembrance, remove all the complications of your business, etc., from your intellect and consider yourself to be a soul. The body and bodily relations are a big web. Swallow that web and go beyond body consciousness. This means that when you die, the world is dead for you. When you die alive, you forget everything while alive, and you only remember the Father. This is the bodiless stage. It is through this that the rest on the soul will be removed. The song is, O traveler of the night, do not become weary. The destination of dawn is not far off. Om Shanti. Children are sitting on the pilgrimage of remembrance. This is also called conducted meditation or sitting in silence. You are not just sitting in silence, you are also doing something. You are stable in your original religion, but you are also on a pilgrimage. The Father who teaches you this pilgrimage also takes you back home with him. Those are worldly Brahmins who take you with them. You are spiritual Brahmins. It is said, the clan or caste of Brahmins. You children are now sitting on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Those sitting in other spiritual gatherings would be remembering their Guru. The Guru would come and give a lecture. That is all the path of devotion. This is the pilgrimage of remembrance through which sins are absolved.
Om Shanti, brother. I am sorry to interrupt you.
Not at all.
We just have a little issue with the German translation. So I will, if you can just bear with me with 10 seconds. I will
Yes,
need to...
definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll just
With
restart.
pleasure, with pleasure.
So I stop the translation and restart it.
Definitely, with pleasure.
Okay. So you can start again. You can start again, brother.
Okay.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Sweet children, stay in accurate remembrance of the Father, and your faces will remain constantly sparkling and happy. Is it okay now, brother? Question is, what is the way to sit in remembrance? And what are the benefits of it? Answer is, when you sit in remembrance, remove all the complications of your business, etc., from your intellect and consider yourself to be a soul. The body and bodily relations are a big web. Swallow that web and go beyond body consciousness. This means that when you die, the world is dead for you. When you die alive, you forget everything while alive, and you only remember the one Father. This is the bodiless stage. It is through this that the rest on the soul will be removed. The song is, O traveler of the night, do not become weary. The destination of dawn is not far off. Om Shanti. Children are sitting on the pilgrimage of remembrance. This is also called conducted meditation or sitting in silence. You are not just sitting in silence, you are also doing something. You are stable in your original religion, but you are also on a pilgrimage. The Father who teaches you this pilgrimage also takes you back home with him. Those are worldly Brahmins who take you with them. You are spiritual Brahmins. It is said the clan or caste of Brahmins. You children are now sitting on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Those sitting in other spiritual gatherings would be remembering their guru. The guru would come and give a lecture. That is all the path of devotion. This is the pilgrimage of remembrance through which sins are absolved. You sit in remembrance to have the rust removed. The Father's direction is the rust will be removed by having remembrance of me, because I alone am the purifier. It isn't that I come because of someone's remembrance. My coming is fixed in the drama. It is when the impure world has to change and become the pure world. He comes and once again establishes through Brahma the original, eternal deity religion that has disappeared. It is of this Brahma that it is said, Brahma becomes Vishnu in a second. It then takes 5,000 years for Vishnu to become Brahma. These matters have to be understood with your intellects. You who were Shudras have now come into the Brahmin clan. When you become Brahmins, Shri Baba teaches you through Brahma the pilgrimage of remembrance to remove the alloy. You have now understood how the cycle of creation turns. This doesn't take time. It is now truly the Iron Age. Those people say it is now simply the beginning of the Iron Age, whereas the Father tells you that it is now the end of the Iron Age. There is extreme darkness. The Father says, I explain to you the essence of all the Vedas and scriptures. When you children sit here in the morning, you have to sit in remembrance. Otherwise, storms of Maya come and your intellects are diverted to your business, etc. All of those complications are external. A spider creates such a big web. It then swallows it by itself. There are so many complications of the body. Paternal uncle, maternal uncle, gurus, etc. There are so many webs. Along with your body, all of those have to be swallowed. You just have to become a bodiless soul alone. When a person sheds his body, he forgets everything. When you die, the world is dead for you. Your intellects have the knowledge that this world is to be destroyed. The Father explains, those who are unable to open their mouths, means bracket, give knowledge, can just stay in remembrance, just as this one, bracket, Brahma, remembers the Father. A wife remembers her husband because she is told, your husband is your God. That is why she removes her intellect from her father and diverts it to her husband. That one, means Shiv Baba, is the husband of all husbands. He is the bridegroom. All of you are brides, and you worship the one God. All devotees are under surveillance by Ravan and in his jail. Therefore, the Father definitely feels mercy. The Father is merciful. Only he is called the merciful one. At this time, there are many types of guru. Anyone who gives some teachings or guidance is called a guru. Here, the Father is teaching you Raj Yoga in a practical way. No one except the Supreme Soul knows how to teach this Raj Yoga. The Supreme Soul came and taught Raj Yoga. What happened after that? No one knows. They give many examples from the Gita. Even little girls recite the Gita, and so they are praised a little. The Gita has now disappeared. There is a lot of praise of the Gita. The Father rejuvenates the whole world with the knowledge of the Gita. He makes your bodies eternal, like the tree of life. He makes bodies immortal. You children have to stay in remembrance of the Father. You do not invoke the Father. You stay in remembrance of the Father and make progress. You should be interested in following the Father's directions. I will eat my meal in remembrance of Shiv Baba alone. That means I am eating with Shiv Baba. You can find some time to do this, even at work. Some write to Baba, when I sit in my chair, I sit down for remembrance. Therefore, when an officer comes, he sees that while sitting, you have disappeared. That is, you have become bodiless. Some people's eyes remain open, and other people's eyes close. Some sit like this, and they don't see anything, as though they are completely lost. It happens like this in some cases. Baba just pulls the string and he sits in pleasure. Someone would ask him, "What happened to you?" He would say, "I was just sitting in remembrance of the Father." Your intellects are aware that you have to go to Baba. The Father says, by becoming soul conscious, you will come to me. No one can go there without becoming pure in the Supreme Abode, the incorporeal world. How can you become pure? Only the Father can show you the way. Human beings cannot tell you this. When you understand even a little, you will be able to benefit others. You definitely have to make effort to benefit others and give them the Father's introduction. On the path of devotion, people remember the Father and say, "O God the Father, O God the Father, God the Father, have mercy." It is as though calling out has become a habit. The Father is making you children benevolent like himself. Maya has made everyone so senseless. When a physical father sees that his child's behavior is not good, he would tell the child that he is senseless, that he would squander all his father's property in a year. So the unlimited Father also says, "Look what I made you into, and now look at your behavior." You children now understand how wonderful this play is. Bharat has such a downfall. It is the downfall of the people of Bharat. They don't consider themselves to have become degraded, iron-aged, or tamopradhan. When Bharat was heaven, the people there were residents of heaven. Those same human beings are now residents of hell. No one has this knowledge. Even this Baba did not know it, Brahma Baba. Now, there is a sparkle in the intellect. While taking 84 births, we definitely have to descend the ladder. There is no margin to ascend. While coming down, you had to become impure. This matter is not in anyone's intellect. The Father has explained to you children. You now have to explain to the people of Bharat. You were residents of heaven and have now become residents of hell. You have taken 84 births. People believe in rebirth. So they definitely have to come down. The Father has also explained how many rebirths you have taken. Now you feel that you were pure deities and that Ravan then made you impure. The Father has come to teach you in order to change you from Shudras into deities. People call the Father the liberator and the guide, but they don't understand the meaning of that. The time will now very soon come when everyone will understand this and will see what you have become from what you were. Look how the drama is created. None of you even dreamt that you would become like Lakshmi and Narayan. The Father brings back so many memories for you. If you now want to claim your inheritance from the Father, follow Srimad. Practice staying on the pilgrimage of remembrance. You know that when Christian priests go for a walk, they walk in such deep silence. They stay in remembrance of Christ. They love Christ. You spiritual guides have loving intellects for the supremely beloved Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. You children know that the kingdom will definitely be established number-wise according to the efforts you make to follow Srimad, exactly as it was in the previous cycle. The Father gives you very good directions. In spite of that, there are sometimes such bad omens that you don't follow Srimad at all. You know it is only by your following Srimad that there is victory. Only by having faith can you have victory. The Father says, follow my directions. Why do you think that it is Brahma who is giving directions? Always consider it to be Shiv Baba who is advising you. This one would only give you directions for service. Some ask, Baba, should I do this business? Baba does not give directions for such things. The Father says, I have come to show you the way to make the impure pure, not those things concerning business. You call out to me, O purifier, come and purify us. Therefore, I show you the way. It is very easy. Your name is the incognito army. People have then shown weapons and arrows, etc., especially in the hands of the goddesses, etc. Baba says, however, there is no question of those arrows in this. All of that is on the path of devotion. The Father comes and shows you the true path through which you go to the land of truth for half the cycle. There are no other lands there. When you explain this to others, they don't believe you and ask how there could only have been Bharat. 3,000 years before Christ, Bharat was heaven. There were no other religions at that time. Then the tree continued to grow. It is just that you have forgotten your father. Your religion means dharma and your karma. If you considered yourselves to be of the deity religion, you would not eat dirty things. However, you did eat them because you did not have those virtues. This is why you call yourselves Hindus. Otherwise, you should be ashamed that your ancestors were so pure, the deities, that you have become so impure, and that you have also forgotten your own religion. You now understand the beginning, the middle, and the end of the drama very clearly. If anything happens, you can say that Baba has not yet explained those points to you. That's all. Otherwise, they will get confused unnecessarily. Just tell them, we are still studying. If we were to know everything now, destruction would take place. But no, there is still a margin. We are still studying. At the end, we will become completely pure. The rest will continue to be removed, and you will become Sato Pradhan, number-wise, according to the efforts you make. You can see that the impure world is to be destroyed. Nowadays, people say that God has definitely come somewhere, but that he is incognito. This is truly the time for destruction. Only the Father is the liberator and the guide who will take everyone back home. Everyone will die like a swarm of mosquitoes. You also understand that not everyone sits in remembrance to the same extent. Some have accurate yoga. Some have yoga for half an hour, and others for 15 minutes. Some don't stay in remembrance for even a minute. Those who say that they stay in remembrance all the time should have very happy and sparkling faces. Such children should have super sensuous joy. Their intellects would not wander anywhere. They would be feeling happy. Their intellects would say, "Let me stay in remembrance of the one beloved so that the rest is removed." This habit would then be instilled. You become ever healthy and ever wealthy through the pilgrimage of remembrance. You must also remember the cycle. The only effort is to stay in remembrance. The cycle also turns around in your intellects. You're now becoming master seeds. Together with having remembrance, also spin the discus of self-realization. You people of Bharat are lighthouses. You are spiritual lighthouses who show everyone the path home. That too has to be explained. You show the path to liberation and liberation in life. And this is how you are spiritual lighthouses. Your discourse of self-realization continues to turn. If you want to write the name, you also have to explain it. Baba continues to explain to you. You are personally sitting in front of him. The rain of knowledge is for those who are personally with the beloved. The greatest pleasure is in listening to Baba face to face. Second is listening to the tape. Third is the Murli. Shri Baba explains everything through Brahma. This Brahma also knows. Nevertheless, you should only consider it to be Shri Baba who says everything. When you don't think this, there is a lot of disobedience. Whatever Shri Baba says, it is of benefit. Even if there appears to be a loss, that too will change into a benefit. अच्छा, मीठे मीठे सिखे लदे बच्चों प्रति माता पिता बाप दादा का याद प्यार और गुड मॉर्निंग. रूहानी बाप की रूहानी बच्चों को नमस्ते. रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप दादा को याद प्यार, गुड मॉर्निंग और नमस्ते. I could hear the sound echoing in the four corners of the world. Wonderful, Baba. Essence for inculcation. First point. Follow every direction of the Father and make progress. Have true love for the one Father. Prepare and eat food in remembrance of the Father. Second point, become a spiritual lighthouse and show everyone the path to liberation and liberation in life. You must definitely bring benefit like the Father. Blessing is, may you have unlimited disinterest and experience the whole world in the one Father. Only those who consider the Father to be their world can have unlimited disinterest. Those who have just the Father as their world would just stay in their world. They will not get involved with anyone else. And so they automatically step away. Both people and possessions are included in the world. The Father's wealth means my wealth. By maintaining this awareness, you will become one who has unlimited disinterest. While looking at others, you will not see anyone. They will just not be visible to you. Slogan is, in order to experience a powerful stage, keep a balance of being in solitude and being entertaining. Om Shanti. Now, we will refer to 2 points of today's Murli. And after that, there is one very interesting point of the Murli of the 13th of March concerning procreation. In today's Murli, Baba mentioned about the bodies in the Golden Age would be immortal. Now the question arises, would the bodies be immortal? We all know that it is a way of saying things. We all know that deities, when we are there, we will shed the body at the age of 150 years with great pleasure. So the word death will not be in use there. Baba is known as the death of all deaths. Baba is known as the great death, Mahakal, and Kalon Ka Kal, the death of all deaths. Why? He is given this title because he brings death, even to death also. For half the cycle, for 2,500 years, death will no more be in function there. So this is what he means by the bodies would be immortal, because there will not be any accidental death, any untimely death. So this is why he is known as the Mahakal. Every day there is death happening in the world. But when he comes, he makes the winding up of the whole system. So even death also becomes jobless for half the cycle. He brings death to death also. So in comparison to death, there were few questions on the Murli of the 13th of March concerning procreation. Questions were that the deities also will have children, how the population will be there. So Baba says, the deities, when we refer to them, we say that they were completely viceless, all virtuous, 16 celestial degrees full, and so on and so on. So procreation, this point is not for you, knowledgeable souls, knowledgeful souls, but when the time comes for you to explain to others about procreation in the golden age, I hope this will help you, will be of some benefit to you. First of all, there are 4 methods. Let me give an example first so that you can understand clearly. For example, if a patient is lying in the hospital, almost unconscious, doctors have tried a lot to feed him, to nourish him, but they failed. They could not. They tried many methods to feed, but he's not responding. So at the last resort, doctors have to use either pipes or tubes through the nostrils or some perforation so that the patient gets the sufficient nourishment or food. But doctors know, and we all know that this is not the proper method for nourishing a human being, but still he is kept alive with that method. We know that proper nourishment is done through the mouth, but still he is kept alive. In the same way, in the golden age, at the very beginning, there are 4 main methods of procreation. Baba first mentions about yoga power, yog bal, yoga power. Yoga power means the power of the mind, the thought power. First of all, at the very beginning, procreation would be done through the thought power. After some time, when this method is no more in function, then there would be procreation done through the power of the eyes, drishti. There are many, many examples on the path of devotion about these things. Procreation through thought, procreation through drishti. Because of time factor, I will not be able to go into details, but still, the third method is through the mantra. And the 4th method is through the stroke, the touching, the caress, if you want. First, the thought, second, the mantra, second, the drishti, third, the mantra, and 4th. By that time, we would have reached the end of the Silver Age. Naturally, this process takes so long a time that it is almost unnoticeable. And at the time we reach the beginning of the Copper Age, due to body consciousness, then procreation starts through bahubal, physical power. We know that this is not the proper method. Just remember about the patient. We know that this is not the proper method to feed him, but still, because of no alternative, we tried to keep him alive. He also, in the beginning of the Copper Age, procreation will be done through physical power. We know that this is not the proper way, but because all those four pure methods would stop being in function, then we have no other alternative. And another point, I hope it will benefit you in some way or another. And last point concerning today's Murli, may be of interest to you. Baba speaks always about master. Today he mentioned about we are all master seeds. Many a time Baba says that we are master ocean of knowledge, we are master ocean of purity, master ocean of love, master ocean almighty authority, and so on and so on. So now master, the word master might sound a little bit strange for us. But for those who know the tradition and customs of India, of Bharat, it is not a big thing for them. For in India, for example, when a son is born, when he grows up, becomes an adolescent, when he goes in a social gathering, in a public place, suppose the father's name is Krishna, for example, and the boy's name is Rama. So if he goes somewhere and the father's friend standing there, jokingly and in a friendly way, one would ask, who is this gentleman, that adolescent coming? The other one would reply, oh, you don't know. This is Master Krishna, the father's name. He would never be referred to his own name as Ram, but he would be known always, wherever he goes in society, in gatherings, he would always be known as master of his father's name, Master Krishna. So when Baba says we are master so-and-so, Baba refers, he is the father and we are master such and such titles that Baba has. So congratulations to all of you, Master Shiv and Master Brahma. So I have absolutely no idea about the time. If Lois Bhai would just let me know.
10 minutes more is perfectly
10
fine.
minutes more.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have some more sharing, or if you would like to give some news about Madhuban, how you would like.
Maybe some good points to help you, as these points have helped me in my spiritual progress. Some appeasing points in difficult moments. Many times Baba speak about in the Murli, says, children, even by mistake, do not remember your own past. And even by mistake, do not remember the past of others also. That would help you a lot. But is it easy? Yes. Not easy, but very, very easy. Provided you have enough luggage and baggage of knowledge of Baba's teachings, then that would help you a lot to be able to forget your own past and the past of others. Second appeasing point is that Baba says, nobody is to be blamed for whatever action anybody is performing. I am also not to be blamed, and nobody else is to be blamed, because he or she is playing the part that one has received in the drama to play. For example, if a play of the Bible is going on the stage, at the interval for a coffee break at the backstage, would anybody say, oh, this one, he has played the role of the villain Judah, for example, we will not mix with him, we will not have coffee with him because he is playing the role of a traitor. No, because we know that he has been given that role, that part to play. They would be as friendly with him. So in the same way, when we see the whole world in that context, with this awareness, this will help us to be more conscious about others' part and our own part also. And thirdly, that point may sound little bit cruel. When we come to know the philosophy, the theory, the law of karma, then we have to accept that whatever we receive, we deserve whatever we receive. We always deserve whatever we receive. So many points I had in mind to share, but because of time also, we have to wind up now a little bit. With a big heart, I say big thanks to all of you for your love and attention, and take very good care of yourselves, because you are all very precious to God and to the family. And I hope very soon we will meet again at Madhuban. So if anybody would like to ask anything or say anything, welcome.
So thank you very much, Brother Roshan. Thank you a lot. So if someone wants to say something, ask something, this is your chance now. Mic can be opened. You have 5 minutes.
Otherwise, I would say a few points about anger. Somebody asked me to say a few points, 2 or 3 points that can help you. Just the awareness of it. Say anger, when you are angry, it means that you are slapping the door in the face of God. So when you are angry with someone, as if you are holding on red charcoal to throw to someone, you know who will be burnt before. And thirdly, one very good point about the Dalai Lama, what he says about anger. He says, to give anger the weapons of words and actions is like giving an unruly child a pack of straw and a box of matches in his hand. The fire will soon rage everywhere. So, anybody would like to add about this? I can see nobody is ever angry about anything. I can see Abazar Bhai. You would like to say anything? From Holland. So many familiar faces. Thank you, Baba, for such nice moments. Memorable for me.
Thank you,
Baba.
Brother Roshan. Finally, we
Baba.
see you. Finally, it's happened to read the Muli. That was very good fortunate, Brother Roshan. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Okay, Lois, bye.
Okay, so we will close. We can finish with a couple of minutes of Drishti meditation and a message to everyone. Next week we will have Charlie Bai for reading the Murli, so we have a great fortune. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.